All right. We are starting. Sorry for the delay. Had just a few little technical difficulties that we had to get sorted out, but we're here. We're live. We're ready to draw. So, I found that I was getting the most benefit out of doing the references. So I'm just gonna, for the time being, keep doing references. You can draw whatever you want, but there's not a prompt today. I'm just gonna do some reference. So, like I said, feel free to do whatever you see fit, but this is what I'm gonna do. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone. So we're still gonna do the 5-minute warm up. Also, there's no Caleb today. He should be here tomorrow. So I will be reading off the chat. Might be a little bit slow reading off of it since I'm trying to focus on drawing. And the reference I'm going to do today is elephants. It's just what I was feeling. So, uh-oh. There we go. That was weird. Cut out for a second. Okay. How's it going, Comical Foods? So, I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. We got 5 minutes on the clock. Warm-up time. And let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and turn my reference off so I can focus. All right, let's see. What is today? So if you missed the beginning, I've just been finding that I'm getting the most value out of doing reference studies. So there's no prompt today. I'm just going to keep doing reference until I feel like going back to doing the prompts. But you can draw whatever you want. But I'm going to keep doing reference studies for now. So. All right. That is our timer. It's too bad. I was starting to have fun with this one. All right. Let's check the chat here really quick. All right. So Mizdar says, Austin, do you have any tips how to get followers? Yes, I do. I'll tell you this though. I don't have a ton of followers on Instagram. I have, I think, 3,600, 3,600. Not a ton. And I'm not very consistent on posting on Instagram, which is the reason why. Ugh. So, sorry. So, but when it comes to YouTube, I mean, I'm not by even close to the most, but I have close to 30,000, which isn't bad. And I have about 80,000 Udemy students. So this is the secret. This is the secret sauce. Obviously, there's other things that go into it besides just this, but a big one is making sure that you post consistently, whether that's every day or whether that's 3 times a week, whatever it is. Make sure you do it consistently so that people can find and see and enjoy whatever content it is you put it out, whether it's images or YouTube videos or whatever. That's going to be the biggest thing to building an audience. On top of that, you just need to make sure that you're doing work that's good. It needs to provide value to people. So that, and there's a couple ways it could do that. It could be informative, like a lot of my videos are, where you're teaching something. It can evoke an emotion, like it's shareable, like it makes people want to share it. So you can do that in multiple ways, by telling a story through your art or by making it humorous or sentimental, whatever it is. But that's going to help a lot. Unexpected things like that. I'm going to start with this one on the left, I think, or should we do the middle one? We're going to do the middle one. Anyways, that stuff is going to be help you out a lot. But the biggest one for certain is just you got to be consistent. You got to keep posting stuff. All right. Where do I get my reference photos? From Pinterest. Pinterest is the best. You can go follow me on Pinterest and see all the reference I've pinned. I have a bunch of it there. Trying to draw tiger heads on different angles and find it impossible. Start to sweat over it. Just start with the basic shapes. Try and kind of squint and block out those stripes if you can, and just focus on the basic shapes. It is feel really intimidating at first, but just start. Get one done, even if it sucks. Move on to the next one and just keep going, and slowly they'll start to get better. Thanks, Fuzzy Dragon. I'm glad you love my videos. And am I from Utah? Yes, I live in Utah. That is correct. I love all the outdoor stuff they got going here. All the snow, the red rock. It's great for off-roading. I have a Jeep Wrangler that I do a lot of crawling with. One of my hobbies. So it's a pretty not too bad a place to live. All right. Oh, cool. Wonder Bread. Up in Ogden. Yeah, I used to live in Ogden. I did a semester at Westminster. And I lived up there. Pretty close to the university, about a block away. North of the university. Ogden's a pretty nice place. All right. We got any questions today? All right, let's see. Harvoni Baker says, I was told by someone that you shouldn't post work until it's worthy of posting. Things like studies are not post worthy. Depends on what you're posting it on, I think. Like different platforms kind of have different standards of quality. So for example, like if you're doing your story on Instagram, you can post a little bit more loose work, like work in progress stuff. I don't know. The thing is, it's not like a hard, fast formula for what you should do every time and what works every time. Typically, Instagram is kind of viewed as a little bit more of like a curated place for your work. Um, so people tend to typically post more finished stuff on there. I mean, it just depends. You definitely don't want to. I mean, you don't want to just be making bad stuff just to have something to post on Instagram. It's more important that it looks good and that it turns out well than that you have something to put out. All right, let's see. Good morning. Oh, got a bunch of stuff in there now. Let's see. Holy cow, let's go up here. Did I miss a whole bunch? Do you always go for realism, or do you ever do more cartoony style things? Mostly realism. I mean, I've done cartoony style stuff in the past. I just, for my own personal enjoyment, I like more realistic stuff better. Just my style, I guess. I think cartoony stuff is cool, though. I don't got anything against it. All right, let's see. How do you make sure your lines are going the same angle when you draw digital? The same angle? I don't really know what you mean by that. How do you make sure your lines are going the same angle? Same angle as what? Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Maybe try rewording it a little differently. All right, what's next? Let's see. Sorry, got caught up in drawing. All right. Next question. How long from the time you got that first microphone when you were struggling financially till you became more financially secure and independent? Well, until I became more financially secure and independent, it was only a couple months, but until I got to a point where I felt I didn't feel stressed out about money anymore, and I quit doing all my freelance work and quit any sort of day job. From the time I got my first microphone till then, that was about let me think. I'd say like it was about a little less than a year, like maybe like 10 months from the time I got my first microphone to being at the point where I could quit doing all the other stuff I was doing. It was about 10 months. All right, let's see. I want to improve my drawing skills first, but let's say in the future I want to pick up a style really like, for example, certain anime type style. Do I reference work like I'm doing now for that? A little confusing on the wording there. I think what you're trying to say is if you want to learn how to do anime later, should you start drawing like that? I think no matter what style you want to learn to draw in, starting with the fundamentals is going to be important. And then once you understand the fundamentals, it's pretty easy to kind of switch back and forth between different styles, in my opinion. So I would still start with the fundamentals, and if you want to draw anime, totally go for it. Either way, you're going to need to learn the fundamentals. So, all right. When learning to draw anatomy, would you suggest starting with angles, proportions that are in motion or not in motion, and why? I would start with the ones that aren't in motion. If you can understand, like, because when it's in motion, it can kind of mess with you and make you think. I don't know. It can just kind of mess with the way you think the anatomy is. Start it with just like standing still from different angles, from front, side, top, back, stuff like that, and then once you get that done, you can start drawing them in different poses. That's what I would do, just so you can get a good idea of what's actually happening underneath the skin and stuff like that. And then it makes it a lot easier to draw it from different angles. You do want to eventually draw it from, or you do eventually want to draw it in motion, or how they would, naturally be acting, so that you can get a good hang of that. But um, yeah, that's where I would start. All right, let's see. Good morning. Literally just woke up. What brush are you currently using to sketch? Do you turn opacity down when you sketch? Nope, right now I have my opacity all the way up, and I'm using the technical pencil with the max size increased. What's the prompt today? There's no prompt. I just found that I was getting more value out of doing the reference studies, so I'm going to keep doing them for the time being. And then, yeah, if it gets to the point where I think I'm going to go back to prompts, I will, but you can draw whatever you want. All right, well, I feel like we got all our major shapes down, so we can kind of start working in some detail work here. All right, let's see. How do I get the same lines as my reference photo is what you're asking. It makes it a lot easier when you can draw on the screen. If you're using something where you can't see what you're drawing, it will definitely be a lot harder. Other than that, it's just going to take a lot of practice, honestly. I don't really like where it's going with the shading. I just want to focus more on my line work. It's getting a little too carried away for me, I think. All right, let's see. If you want to copy your sketch as it is currently and paste into the program project in Procreate, how do you select a cook without selecting the background? You just click on the layer, tap on it, click copy, and then go to a new project, open the new project, hit paste, and it will select just that layer. Just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. How long have I been drawing? Since I was a little kid, but I wouldn't say I really got serious till in high school. So about 8 years. No, yeah, about 8 years ago. I think I need to learn more of the fundamental side of things, because every time an animal head is in some sort of perspective, I get super confused. Just keep practicing. Try breaking it down into 3D shapes. If you could do that, that'll help a lot. All right, let's see. Do you have suggestions for making drawings less stiff and more realistic? Well, for less stiff, I would say try drawing a little looser and realize that it's not necessarily about getting the lines exactly perfect how they are in real life. It's about capturing the essence. It's about making it so that when someone looks at it, they can feel and tell what it's supposed to represent. But as an artist, your job is to interpret that information and sort of transform it in a way that people can still tell what it's supposed to be, but that it adds something new to it that wasn't there before. And in order to do that, you have to be able to look at something and kind of distill it down to what that thing is at its core. What is it about this that makes us be able to tell what it is, that helps us identify this thing as an elephant? Um, what can I take away from this image and still have it be an elephant? Um, so that will help you get more less stiff. Just start really loose, try and do gesture studies perhaps, and then more realistic. I mean, it's just practice. Learning lighting will help a lot because you'll understand why stuff is, and notice things more that you probably otherwise wouldn't really notice. Other than that, it's just going to be a ton of practice, practice, practice. All right, let's see here. Go from big to small. Yep. When drawing a human figure from reference, focus on the gesture. Yep, she's got it right. Your mic is too close. All I hear is breathing. Sorry. Thanks. All right, so I think this one turned out pretty good. We're almost out of time. All right. Well, I think it turned out pretty good. At least it looks like an elephant to me. Awesome. That was a good one. All right. Let's see. Is any last questions? How long does it take you to do a finished piece of artwork? It depends on the style. If I'm doing like really photorealistic with like photo textures and stuff like that. It also depends if I'm doing like a background, but let's say I'm doing like has a background, photo textures as as like all the way as rendered as I can get it. It might take possibly 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours perhaps. somewhere up there. So, anyways, thanks guys. Looks amazing. Appreciate it. Thanks for the compliments. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Working on drawing skills. Get a little better every day. Now I'll draw the other half. You know what? Maybe tomorrow. We will see. All right. Well, that's it for today. See you guys in the next one. Bye.